had stated that he was trying to work with people downstate on bids.
I did. Nothing's come to fruition. I did come up with a bid from Lapham and Associates. Our current planner, zoning.
So I'd like it added to the new business, paragraph 1, that Whalen spoke of firms. I believe he stated downstate. Like I said, I had not read these. Nor
It's
do I
on
have-
new business 6. It's under new business 6?
Yes, it is. It's on the agenda.
Yeah, on today's. I'm talking about the minutes.
There's planning commission recommendation for appointment, zoning
It
recommendation.
does say Whalen proposed using third-party company for zoning duties. Motion by Whalen to table hiring for future date.
That's,
Is that what you're asking for?
well, I'm asking, is it a third-party company that you worked with at that time?
No, it isn't. I couldn't get anybody to call me back. I couldn't get anybody to produce anything, and then I got a hold of Don
Okay.
at Lapham, and he come up with an idea, and we come up with an idea, and he gave us a proposal.
Effort was made and no
So
one
it
was.
wasn't Lapham at that point, so I'm getting.
No, Jesus, no, I wish I knew. That'd been a lot easier.
Okay. Motion to approve the January 12th board meeting
There's already,
minutes.
there's already a motion on the floor. We just
And
need to vote.
seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay, the January 26th.
Motion to approve the
Second.
January 26th. Minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public comment, first opportunity on agenda items only, 2 minutes each. Public comment. Public comment. Closing public comment. Financial report.
Yeah, it's been a rough week. Everybody got a copy of it?
Well, those are bills, yeah.
We got hit with some bills that I wasn't quite expecting, but that's all right. Comes out to $143,266.81. Sorry, it is what it is. The good news is we've got a grant coming from the fire department wherever Chief's at. Okay.
You get $5,000.
We'll get $5,000 back of that. And a lot of the money we already budgeted in the budget for last year for a lot of this that's coming out, so it's just money I wasn't expecting unspent. So when I say that, it kind of caught me off guard when I put the numbers together. I was kind of taken a little bit off guard on that myself.
All right, and the approval of that is under new business number 1. As far as the treasurer's report, we did spend quite a bit of time in January with representatives from Maynard Castarisan. They were very helpful in getting some items straightened around and continue to help us with that, including all of our end-of-year reporting, amending 941s that were incorrect and had to be resubmitted, and other 941s that hadn't been submitted, and getting all of the W-2s taken care of, as well as cleaning up some of the long-standing errors that were still in the payroll system. So some of that is still working its way out because of all the changes that had to be made. Other than that, things are pretty good.
Did they create any kind of report on what they did?
The payroll, Angie that helped us with the payroll was going to work on that. She's kind of caught up with taxes right now.
Okay. And there was Angie was here for, I don't know, a few days. And who was the other?
Pete was here,
Pete.
and Adam was here early on.
Okay.
I'm continuing to work with them.
Motion to accept the financial reports.
Second motion.
Roll call. Whalen?
Yes.
Eddie, yes. DeShano?
Yes.
Waldee?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes.
Department committee reports.
Short and sweet. The radio that we got's been ordered, so it'll be July before we see it. The new ice rescue gear that we got on the grant's all here. The guys are over there putting it on, playing with it, running around with it, and then it's all gonna get put on the trucks tonight because ice rescue season has started officially as of Saturday. So, ladder north, which is Pinkanning's new $1.3 million 77-foot aerial ladder that they got between a FEMA grant and the Indians, is here. It's not in service, but myself and 2 other personnel spent 7 hours between Friday and Saturday training on that truck in the event that we need to go get it and operate it if they don't have the personnel. For those that don't know, we used to share an old aerial with them. Dave went out bought the grant and got the FEMA grant between that and the casino that took care of the $1.3 million. Nothing came out of their budget other than some gear that was put on it. But we spent 3 hours on Friday night and 4 hours on Saturday. Myself, Eric Knuckle, and Jason Snyder. Those will be three of the primary operators. I'll get somebody else to operate it, and then the rest will just know how it goes. I'll be up front. There's some people that are on the department that are not going to drive Pinkanning's $1.3 million area around. So they don't drive our $710,000 fire truck around, so they won't be driving their area around. June 23rd, I have just a note in there. We're going to do the blood drive that we did last year, which is the battle of the badges between a bunch of the fire departments. We came up like 2 quarts short last year winning, so I'm really kind of hoping we get a little more blood this year. We have a CEU. I got whatever it takes to get it. We have a CEU weekend, a continuing ed credit weekend that we have, one in the spring and one in the fall. That's slated for March 20th and 21st. I have it in there. If somebody in the event wants to rent the hall that day, rent it. We'll just move it all over here. But intern, we'll just plan on it at the hall. It's 3 to 9 on Friday and 8 to 5 on Saturday. I have a couple dates in the calendar just penciled in for the parking lot, the Fire Academy, which is at the Lincoln Center. Obviously, there's not a lot of room there with us having a big parking lot and 2 hydrants. They're going to do hose streams and that stuff here. I have it wrote down, but I can give them to you next month. It'll be the parking lot. It'll just be from like 8 to noon. And then probably in May when they do their final academy, all their stuff that they have to do, they'll probably have it here too. So outside of that, we're busy. I think we did 16 calls in the last 3 days and 61 last month, and we're at 17 or 18 this month. So we'll be at 100 before we hit March. So that's all I got.
Oh, what's short?
I was keeping it short. I'm going to go play with the boys over there. If you need me for something, send one of them over. If there's something you need me for, I'll just be next door. I'm here till tomorrow.
Thank you for joining.
Thanks, Chief.
Sure, thank you.
Sheriff's report, did anybody receive one this month? I sent an email to Troy saying I did not see any, and I received nothing back. Did anybody? Did you?
I've not seen any of my emails.
It's 2 months in a row for that one. Motion to accept the fire department report. All in favor?
Aye.
Unfinished business, appoint board member to the planning commission. Brian, did you have a chance to?
I don't have time this year. I've got 3 other elections coming up.
Then I am going to make a motion to nominate myself for that position.
I thought, it could be wrong, but he told me that you can't have any direct.
Fahey Schultz has a big thing on a supervisor can be in the planning commission with the MPA. Is that true, Trent?
I think the supervisor could be on the planning commission. I can double check that. I don't remember advising on that.
No, it's on the MTA's website.
MTA or Fahey Schultz?
Fahey Schultz, but the MTA shared it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not aware of a restriction that would prohibit you from being on the planning commission, but let me just pull it up quick. I have the Planning Enabling Act here.
I thought the bylaws stated it would be, I don't have the book here. I think we should look at the bylaws before we go forward. Because the bylaws of the planning commission are quite clear who can be what.
He's looking it up.
Yeah, I don't have the bylaws of the planning commission. I'm happy to take a look at those if you have those, but that's not something we've been provided as far as I'm aware.
They're in the planning commission book that's in the office. Let's go.
So this here says, one member of the legislative body or the chief elected official or both may be appointed to the planning commission as an ex officio member. One member of the legislative body must be appointed if your planning commission is created after September 1st, 2008. There's nothing in here that would prohibit the supervisor from being the person that was the ex officio member on the planning commission. So I can check the bylaws to reference it, but as far as I'm aware, there's no restriction on that.
Thank you. Now, is it the supervisor that appoints all the board members?
The whole board has to vote on appointment, yeah. So the supervisor can make the motion, but the board would have to, by majority vote, make the appointment.
Yeah. I don't know, let's see what
Yeah, so I just double checked everything. I don't think there's an issue at all under state law. So depending on what the bylaws say, and in the future, feel free to, like, if this stuff's on the agenda, you can send it ahead of time. We can advise on it. But getting the bylaws is probably a good thing, anyways, for our office, especially if we attend a planning commission meeting in the future.
So can you look at the opinion of the Attorney General that says the supervisor can appoint himself?
So I think the supervisor can appoint himself. The issue there is an incompatible offices thing. He's not really appointing himself. He's making a motion to nominate himself. Supervisor has the authority to make that nomination, and then the check against incompatible offices, I think, comes from the fact that the board has to then ratify the vote.
So are those two wasting their time right now, what they're doing?
No, they're looking for the planning commission bylaws, which could control too, if they for some reason would prohibit the supervisor from serving. Obviously, the planning commission could amend its own bylaws, but that's a different conversation.
Interestingly enough, the minutes for 2025 for the planning commission are not in the clerk's office.
Which
And that had the bylaws with it.
Which minutes?
It was a binder for the planning commission.
Charlie, talk to her nicely. She's asking you a
No, I'm
question.
just
You're being cocky about it. Be nice to her.
I'm not being cocky, I'm
I've
answering a
got two
question.
binders on my desk. that
We,
have-
We looked here,
They're not there.
we looked.
I can track them.
It's one of those things that's gonna take us more than a 4-minute search, 5-minute search to find.
Yeah, so I would just recommend then if the board wants to make a motion tonight on that, that you'd make it contingent on checking it against the bylaws, and if possible, if necessary, we could come back and either amend the bylaws or do a different appointment. But I think that would allow us to move forward, just as long as it's conditioned on aligning with the bylaws of the planning
But you
commission.
said legally the state of Michigan, it's legal.
There's nothing in the Planning Enabling Act that would prohibit the supervisor from serving on the planning commission. And any incompatible offices thing based on the nomination is moot because the board has to make the appointment, not just the supervisor.
The supervisor is the only one that can bring nominations, even for the board member.
Yeah.
The supervisor makes the nomination, correct? Yeah.
Nobody else volunteered for it, so.
Actually, that was up for debate the last meeting.
And nobody volunteered for it, Charlie. Oh, I was sitting there, yeah. I asked him, and he said he had to get back. And he's got elections, so.
I've got elections galore this year, and that's gonna consume a lot of time.
Yep.
Charles, would you care to be on the planning commission?
You know what? No, I'm not going to. See, that was up for debate last month, but I won't be a president. Not at this time.
And the reason I'm apprehensive, since I've been here, Brad's told me it was absolutely
Not
taboo if the supervisor got involved in anything with the
He
planning
wasn't even
commission.
allowed to be in the meeting because he wasn't allowed to direct the direction of the planning commission. When I was appointed under the previous administration, there were three of us, Melissa, myself, or the clerk who could actually be in that position because the supervisor was not allowed to direct the planning directly. He could make recommendations, but in being on the planning commission, they considered it steering the development of the community, and it wasn't permissible back then. So I would think if it wasn't permissible in 20 to 24, it would still not be permissible.
But from the attorney that we as residents are paying $195 an hour, just read that it is.
Yeah, and we'll do what he recommended. We gotta find our bylaws, because if we did with the states, we could vote on it right now. So we'll table that until we find the bylaws, just in case, and
I
get them
think his
different.
recommendation was to vote on it, you could change that.
You can table it too. I think it's effectively the same thing. It would be contingent on the bylaws.
So, motion to table. Or Brad, do you wanna try to get a second a couple more times?
Sure. Is there a second? Is there a second to have Brad Eddy be a member appointed to the planning commission? That both DeShano, Waldee, and Campbell.
I'll second it.
Thank you. All in favor?
Roll call.
Roll call. Whalen,
No.
DeShano,
No.
Eddie. Can I vote on it, Trent?
Yep.
Yes. Waldee,
Yes.
Campbell.
No.
Motion fails. Okay, we move on to Jerry Putt invoice.
It was sent to everybody.
Yeah, it was. I just think I left my copy in my office. I know what it says. So.
It was in your email.
Thank you. Yeah. See, right here, 15 right here, $15,000.
Yep. Brian, did you get in contact with him about?
He said it was all inclusive. I'll follow it. We're on the high end of what we hoped for, but we had no other option.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. The other issue that we talked about, or that was mentioned, is that it's supposed to cover the help that we provided as well, correct?
Yes.
Are you?
He said it was 100% all inclusive. And he said 10,000 to me and Brad initially. And I says, Jerry, I says, realistically, we're not gonna come back and have to change that number. And he said, well, let's do 15 to be safe.
Understood.
And I said, okay, but that's all inclusive. And he said, yes, that's us handling your election.
Understood. I don't want to have to come back in 2 weeks and stroke checks to the people that worked for us.
That's on Jerry, that's not on us.
So we need to reach out to him.
I will.
I was not part of that contract negotiation, so
Nope, and it was just a phone call, and like I said, I'll follow up. But as of right now, he was held to everything he said he was gonna do.
So that was in verbal, but not written.
Not written.
There was a $10,000 written, but it was increased to 15, and I assumed the 15 had the postages and everything in it, so I did not know that, but
We did put the bill for all of the postage.
I know,
The note
that's,
up.
he sent me to get
And how much?
stamps.
I think Brad did about 1,200.
it was
1,100.
$1,178.
And then I had to put it on the postage machine too.
Which was
so
another
about
$1,800 bucks.
Another 1,800, so.
And we'll
But
follow
part
up.
of that was what we're already using. So, I mean, there's a bunch of things in here that I'm not happy about,
We just weren't in a good spot. We didn't have
and
enough.
I'm not disputing that. I just want to make sure that he's going to cover
Labor.
the labor that we
Yes.
provided for the election in that 15 grand, because I don't want to get angry phone calls, where's my check?
Nope.
And then
I
we get
will
into this
reach out
argument
to
about
him
who's
tomorrow.
doing what.
Don't forget the postage too.
Remind him.
I just want to make sure that it's clear if it was just the employment part, or if it was the postage and stuff also. I wasn't not clear on.
Me neither. And like I said, this is our first election that we've had to do. We've got another one coming. We did not know what to expect.
I'm not harping on anybody.
So
Just-
are we making a motion to pay?
It's already in the bills.
It's,
Yeah.
It's already in the bills and it's already been approved by the board up to that amount.
So the discussion, are we closing the discussion of the Gary Put invoice?
my only discussion is, somebody needs to have the conversation with Jerry Putt about paying.
I will call him in the morning.
Thank you, that's all I need to hear.
Yeah.
It's done, let's move on.
Okay, new business, bill pay.
Again, covered at the beginning, I'm sorry I stepped on your toes, Lori. I'm a little flustered right now. It was $143,266.81.
Plus the 67.
No, that was me because I put it in under one code and it was under one code of the GL and it was supposed to be under another code that is,
So it's a code correct.
It's just.
yeah, it's a code correction. It's in the other one, but I had to correct it. It's been taken care of, it's not part,
Yeah.
it's part but not part.
I make a motion.
Do you want to make that conditional with Jerry Putt at all at this point, or are we just going to make a motion to approve?
We're gonna talk to Jerry Putt with possible minus of 2978, but the reality is we approved up to 15,000, so we will ask him the question,
Yep.
and
And I think we'll give him the chance to do the right thing and then we'll adjust from there.
And if we gotta pay our labor, then we're taking it out of his 15 grand.
All right, with that discussion, making a motion to approve this.
Second.
Roll call, Whalen,
Yes.
Waldee,
Yes.
Campbell,
yes.
DeShano,
Yes.
Eddie, yes. Palmerville,
Palmerville is interesting. I spoke to the Department of Water, because last month we had a lot of discussion about whether or not we were gonna give this man a refund or not. Upon talking to the Department of Water, I was then informed, I took and went back into the recordings, and the Department of Water charged us $0 because they did not tap a water line. And since there was no tap to the water line, there were no charges from them, and nor should there be any charges from us. So, the motion would be to refund Palmerville $4,100.
So we were led to believe originally that it was.
We were led to
charged the
believe there's a tap fee, and we're being charged by the Department of Water, and we were charged $0. There was no tap fee, there was a line, he replaced the line, and that was that. Department of Water and Sewer charged us nothing. And they charged him nothing and gave him a refund of the fees that they normally and customarily would charge.
so they lied to me about not, how we shouldn't refund them? I think I had those communications. Nobody told me anything about this. When I seen this morning, I was like, what's Palmerville? But this was the recommendation I gave you guys of Trevor at the Department of Water and Sewer. Is that who you talked to?
We were talking bookkeeping, we were billed $0.
He needed
He
a
stood
hookup
right,
fee.
he stood, there was no hookup fees billed to us, and we
They said
cannot.
they'd never had that address, and therefore they felt,
I called right here from the office, we listened to the recording of this meeting,
who's
and,
we?
actually, Mr. Palmerville stood right there and listened to the recording of the meeting, of what was said in the meeting versus what the Department of Water and Sewer said when the phone was on speaker.
Did you discuss this with Trevor himself? Who I brought to you guys what Trevor recommended.
And Mr. Palmerville came in and talked to you about how the Department of Water and Sewer charged nothing because there was no tap taking place. If there's no tap taking place, we're not billing somebody a tap fee.
They said
That's
that
fraud.
they never had that address ever on their billing. And I
Well-
got those emails.
Well, apparently they had it because the tap was there. The shut-off was there. Everything was there, right to a line that led all the way up to the property where a previous structure had been. So, because it was quite surprising to me because when I called there, what we were told versus what we were led to believe were two different things.
It's surprising to me, Charlie, that you don't ever communicate with me. You guys go in back doors and close and whisper. I mean, you can ask me this
Point of order.
anytime.
You
You
know
can
what?
ask me this anytime.
I didn't have to. I listened to the recording of what you said in the meeting.
And I have the emails to prove what was stated by the Department of Water and Sewer.
So were we billed anything? Yes or no?
Back whenever it was, they said that they never had any records of that address. So they considered it a new tap.
No, they
Even
didn't.
if
They
there's-
didn't bill for a tap because there was no tap that took place.
It isn't even hooked up or built right now. That site. Have you been to the site?
Sir, I'm going according to what the Department of Water and Sewer has informed us. And they said,
Informed you or recommended?
oh, no, inform me that we paid $0 for anything that took place on that parcel of land.
I'm telling you that everything I brought to the board was factual from the Department of Water and Sewer. So. It's like the supervisor don't exist, isn't it?
No, because Mr. Eddy, I've been in this office quite regularly when you were not here, so please don't say that the supervisor doesn't exist. I would expect, the same respect that I think you're looking for.
Yeah. You should learn how to give it.
Guys, if I
Point
could
of
just
order.
jump in for a second, I don't think this is helpful, and I think it's something that can be easily proved by asking for an itemized bill from Department of Water and Sewer. So if it's not time sensitive, maybe we just table it and get an itemized
Yep.
bill and move on.
Motion to table Palmerville?
Second.
I'd recommend that we direct someone to contact them and request an itemized list, just so it's not left hanging, and then next meeting we can address that.
Yeah, I promise you there's communications.
And for the record, I spoke to Riley, because I do keep a journal out there. I spoke to Riley at the Department of Water Sewer. We paid nothing. Nothing.
We're making a motion to table, Charlie?
I think we already made a motion to,
Which was recommended by our attorney.
Well, I'm not saying that you have to act that way or not. There's no legal reason. I'm just suggesting that this sounds like a dispute that can be proven from an itemized bill. So if there's dispute over what actually occurred, it's something we could get from them. If the board's ready to move forward based on the representation that there was nothing charged, then you can go ahead and pass that original motion too. It's the board's decision. I'm just trying to provide a solution.
Either the clerk's or treasurer's office can call as an additional party to get that information.
so upon confirmation, this is the motion. Upon confirmation that $0 were paid by Whalen Township, then we will refund the $4,100 to the property owner, which is Campbell, Somerville.
One second.
Can you read what you just said back to me in statement? So when it's decided that we paid nothing, that we refund the $4,100? Is that not what I just said? I said,
Upon
I'm asking.
confirmation of having $0 billed.
$0 have been billed according to Riley at the Department of Water and Sewer. Whalen Township paid nothing.
And upon that confirmation, we will refund the $4,100 to Mr. Palmerville, right? Is that how it ended?
Yes.
Correct. To Kendall Somerville, because that's who paid it, that's his legal name. It's Kendall Louis Somerville.
And is the tap fee different than, the way Trevor said, is the people still have to go out there to these meters and put them all in? Not the tap, all the stuff from there to the house. Is that, it's two different costs.
So there's a fee when you
Yep.
do the initial tap, you pay the township a certain amount of money, and then the township also pays the county a certain amount of money. They come out and do the tap, then you have to pay for the meter. So the meter has to be paid for also before they will even hook up. They'll give you a template to put in between the two lines, between your house and the service. So that has to be paid also.
We will confirm any and all expenses billed to Whalen Township by the Department of Water and Sewer regarding this parcel of land. I don't know a more clear way to make this.
So you might not have to pay the bill up front for the meter until the house is built or whatever's getting built, and then they'll charge you accordingly to put the meter, set the meter.
Okay.
That's the way it sounds.
We will confirm all the numbers. I don't know any better way to clarify it.
And you had seconded, Charlie.
I
He's
seconded.
amended it, so you're still seconding that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll call, Whalen,
Yeah.
DeShano,
Yes.
Eddie, yes. Waldee,
Yes.
Campbell, yes. Hayden proposal.
This is the one that was derived from Charlie's visit. Essentially, we've been going as fee-for-service, and this is going with an essentials managed services because of the fact that we have so many different projects that Hayden is currently working on so that we can upgrade the services in the building. It would actually cut down on what we've been paying
A lot.
to Hayden.
This would cut down a lot. If I'm reading this correctly, this is also all of our, like, emails, antivirus, all of our generic software, servers, everything.
Not emails just yet, but it will be down the road once we get working on the domain.
Okay, so, but it's, but we're making that lateral transition to
Yeah.
a different,
We
okay.
we are moving in that
Now
direction.
that I'm on the same
yes.
page.
Yep.
Has the board made a decision to move that direction, or is this just hypothetical?
It's
or-
hypothetical at this point, but
But
Sounded
we have
positive.
problems, we're having problems with emails. The fire chief's emails are constantly going to spam when he sends them places because we have a POP3 email server, which is not sufficient, nor is it secure enough for what we're doing. In addition to that, we need to move toward a .gov. We also need to have an ADA website. There's a lot of things that we need to move toward in order to be compliant. This is part of that.
faster, more secure. This is also updating your Wi-Fi, correct?
I think that the actual service, because they have to run lines, that's something we've already approved.
Okay.
So the essentials are going to be the day-to-day, so that we're not getting billed per call, essentially.
Because of per call bills are killing
Will
me.
we
Yes.
still be getting those long invoices?
God, I hope not.
No, it would be covered in the essentials from what I understand.
Motion to approve Hayden proposal.